Enforced disappearances targeting students, activists, journalists and human rights defenders continue relentlessly in Pakistan, particularly in southwestern province of Balochistan. People are wrenched away from their loved ones by state officials or others acting on their behalf, placing them outside the protection of the law. The authorities then deny the person is in their custody or refuse to say where they are. A report.
Hafeez Baloch is a quiet, unassuming young man, an MPhil student in physics at the Qaid-e-Azam University in Islamabad. He has spent most of his time in the library or laboratory. On February 8, Hafeez had been taking a class at a tuition center when 4 masked men in plain clothes barged in. They dragged Hafeez out of the class. That was the last time someone saw him.
Justice! 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 Justice!
A large number of Baloch students are now holding protests in front of the press club in the capital city of Pakistan.
Justice! Justice!
They are demanding the release of fellow students peacefully, but it seems that the Pakistani government is not listening to their voice. Instead, the government is unleashing violence on these students. Recently, these peaceful protesters were manhandled and beaten by the Islamabad police.
यहाँ हम सब लोग अपने साथी तालिब इल्म हफीज़ बलोच की बाजियाबी के लिए एहतजाज कर रहे हैं। हफीज़ बलोच को 8 फरवरी को अपने आबाई गांव खुजदार से जबरी तौर पर लापता किया गया था उनके शागिर्दों के सामने। हमने इससे पहले 3 दिन यूनिवर्सिटी में भी कैंप लगाया है। यहाँ पे ये हमारा 14th डे है। 14 दिनों से हम यहाँ पे एहतजाज कर रहे हैं और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से आला ओहदेदारों की तरफ से हमारी कोई सुनवाई नहीं हुई।
Cases of enforced disappearances are endemic to Pakistan. Experts believe that the missing persons may be dead or they may be interned, locked in some detention centers of dubious legality. According to the Commission of Inquiry on Enforced Disappearances, more than 7,000 enforced disappearances occurred in Pakistan since 2011, with over 700 enforced disappearances in 2019 alone. Such kind of disappearances in Pakistan are mainly based on the victims' ethnic and religious backgrounds. An area in Pakistan where this becomes alarmingly clear is the province of Balochistan, with the remarkable rise of enforced disappearance cases. While thousands of Balochs have been abducted and disappeared since its illegal occupation, hundreds of others have been eliminated in the line of Pakistan's kill and dump policy. It is a tool by the Pakistani state to silence the oppressed people of the poor province. Families of the disappeared people suffer significantly harm. They live with continuous uncertainty about the fate or whereabouts of their loved ones. Some of these missing persons' relatives have passed away with pain and suffering in their chests, but their loved ones have never returned back to them and they died waiting.
In Balochistan, you will find worse kind of subjugation, worse kind of colonization. You cannot imagine how Pakistan army is brutally killing, abducting and keeping the people under subjugation. So there's not one area, one field where you can say that these are being treated as human beings. On one side we see there are military operations where the Pakistani army forces, they cordon off an area and then they start their military operation with helicopter guns, with killing the people extrajudicially and looting the resources of the houses and eliminating the people. All that is being done on a routine basis. On the second side, we see that the people are being victims of enforced disappearances.
Enforced disappearances have been a long stain on Pakistan's human rights record. Despite the pledges of successive governments to criminalize the practice, there has been a very slow movement on legislation, which is equal to nothing, while people continue to be forcibly disappeared with impunity. The Pakistani establishment is now practicing the method of enforced disappearance in abroad on the Baloch diaspora as well. Pakistan generals are running a campaign of targeted killings of the Baloch diaspora, and there is a pattern to prove it with suspicious deaths of prominent Baloch personalities. The army and intelligence agencies in Pakistan should immediately put an end to this aberrant practice that has caused indelible pain to hundreds of families in the country over the past 2 decades.
Justice! Justice!